All right, well, our 401k plans about to go the way of the dinosaur. President-elect Barack Obama's chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, has recently proposed in articles the creation of something called a universal savings account that are composed of a mandatory annual contribution of about 2%, 1% from a worker, 1% from an employer. Is this the plot to kill 401k plans? Let's bring in Nevin Adams. He is the editor-in-chief of Plan Sponsor magazine. That is the recent cover story. They advise corporations on defined benefit programs, 401ks, et cetera. Nevin, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
Do you think these USAs, and that's what we need in America, is another acronym, but do you think these universal savings accounts are going to happen?
I think there's a very good possibility that there could be. The thing that people are always surprised at is only about half of the workers in this country even have access to a workplace savings plan like a 401k or a 403b. The most logical thing in the world is to say, why not? So opening up a program, letting people have more access to those kind of accounts, not a bad thing.
Would this universal savings account, so to speak, be a forced savings? I mean, would they automatically take the 1%?
There are several proposals out there right now. The one that seems most common would automatically set employees up for this. They could opt out if they wanted to. Employers would not have the option. They would have to put them in place.
Don't we have this right now? Isn't it called Social Security?
That's a very good point.
That's kind of like if the government forcibly takes my money from my protection.
The difference, of course, is that these would still be your accounts. Now, there is a proposal.
That's what they say about Social Security, although I'm not counting on that.
You and nobody else.
Yeah.
So it's a real problem because we used to have this three-legged system to provide retirement security: Social Security, personal savings, employer-based plans. Now we've clipped out two of them. We're left, instead of a three-legged stool, we've got a pogo stick. So we've got problems.
Hard to balance on that, too.
Exactly. Very hard to balance.
All right. Does this mean necessarily, let's say this happened. I mean, if we got the chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, writing articles, editorials really saying it's a good idea, you know they're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Would this be something that would also be on top of 401k? You could choose? Or would the 401k plan
No, what had happened is
go the Antoinette and Marie Antoinette route?
Oh, please. You'd have the 401k as it is. If you've got a 401k, you're not affected by this. This would be in addition to your existing 401ks. Now, that's the Emanuel proposal out there, okay? So if you don't currently have a plan...
So for the 50% of America that has a 401k or 403b or thereabouts, whatever it might be, they would also have this?
Shrug. You wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have it because you've got your 401k. So
it's either or, but you got to have one.
Right. And that's to shore up the problem that more than half of working Americans don't have anything. Okay, now it would be a poor second cousin
to the 401k. They got the
401k.
American government. We're witnessing that now.
Yes, well, there's going to be a limit, right? So sooner or later, the government
has to... Is there going to be a limit, Nevin? I don't know.
They're not acting like it.
No,
but there should be. And we all know that. And when the day is done, the beauty of the 401k plan is that it's been a way to help workers to save for their own account and to get the employer to put some money in on their behalf as well. And all the federal government has had to do is say, I'll wait and not take taxes on that money right now.
And this would move away from the defined benefit program, the pension plans that everybody's up in arms about the auto workers and other industries like that. Well, this would get away from them.
Most people in the private sector don't have a pension plan and haven't had a pension plan for a long time.
But yet pension plans are suddenly back on the forefront of American media and business as being a problem.
Because for people who have a pension plan, that's obviously a very good thing. But a whole lot of people out there who work for Microsoft, for instance, and Apple, they never had a defined benefit plan. They won't miss it because they never had it to begin with.
What do you think is going to happen? Let's say 1 year from now, we invite you back on and we talk about employee savings.
Yep.
What does the framework look like for American workers?
Well, I think American workers need to take advantage of the programs they have available to them. So if you've got a 401k, I think you should take advantage of it. I think the concern would be is that some people are going to give up on the 401k. And there are some programs that have been put out there. Our plot to kill the 401k starts with a proposal that basically says, let's let the government do it for you. So your idea about Social Security plus, that's it. Social Security now, plus another 5%, plus the government puts in $600. You won't have to worry about retirement savings anymore because we've just created another big pot of money.
Because the government will take care of me.
That's the sense, yes, unfortunately.
Is there anything that scares you about that statement, the government will take care of me?
Other than I don't believe it?
Yeah, I agree. Nevin Adams, editor-in-chief of Plan Sponsor magazine. We'll have a conversation about socialism next time you're on.
It works for me.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Nevin,
Brian.
thank you very much. All right, well, what do you...